This event is for thought leaders. I bring together people across my network, across the world, to come together. So 3 days we can debate what we think change management should be achieving, how we position ourselves, what value we have for the organisation, and how our profession should develop. I originated the event because as a trainer myself and as the chief examiner for qualifications, including the Agile Change and the Neuroscience for Change qualifications, I worry that too often I go on a training course where I perhaps wrote the materials that the trainer is using. I'm not learning anything new. And so I am learning something hugely valuable from the conversations, the very rich conversations from my network. We have broken into 4 different activities already today, and we have 2 more days where we are exploring what we think the key themes are for how organisations build their own capability for change.
So it's a 3-day event. Just give us a quick overview of what today was around and the objectives from today, and what the next 2 days look like for us.
So we've been having a look today at, first of all, what are our objectives? It's a very network style event. So we put out an initial agenda, but we invite everybody to co-create that agenda. So the first session with what are your personal objectives for being here? What are your objectives for the whole event? What outcome do you want to create? That gave us a really rich understanding of some of the key themes that are coming out, including how we establish change management as a more strategic service, and how do we create so much capacity in our organisations for managing change by upskilling everybody who has to change. We then moved on to a fascinating conversation about, well, who do we have to work with then? We called it our ecosystem, but it's really every partner, whether that's internal shared services like marketing, finance, HR, learning and development, strategy office, or whether we're working more directly with people who are creating change, product managers, product owners, project managers, program managers. We looked at our relationship with big consultancies and the large IT vendors as well. And then finally, we wrapped all of that into an afternoon session on what is the future of work? What does 2030 look like? Only 5 years away, and therefore what are the likely changes that we need to bring about? And probably the greatest takeaway from that session is that it's incredibly hard to predict what the future is with so many uncertainties, and that perhaps the greatest value of somebody in change management is that they facilitate that contextual conversation with their own senior leadership. They help their senior leadership have the difficult conversation that we had this afternoon to generate new insights and a new perspective.